Rush, and 3 goals in the period. That's a good sign for the Rush, and big third period coming up.
20 minutes to go, folks, and we'll be right back with a recap of everything we just saw in the last 40 minutes of play, as well as another look at some scores from around the world of hockey and the world of sports. It's all coming to you on your second period intermission report here on your official web stream of your voice in the Black Hills on RapidCityRush.com and the Rapid City Rush mobile app.
Get the 5% advantage at Black Hills State University. Less than 5% of business schools worldwide are AACSB accredited, and Black Hills State University is one of them. Stay close and go far with a globally recognized degree. Business is great at Black Hills State, where anything's possible. Get the 5% advantage at Black Hills State University's School of Business. Enroll now for classes at bhsu.edu/business.
Hey, Mom, Dad, are you guys tuning in? Because if so, this is your chance to learn how to get your children involved with the Rush organization by virtue of the Miners Club, sponsored by Hardee's. Membership is open to children ages 16 and under, and special rules apply for children under the age of 5 years. As a member of the Miners Club, you'll be entitled to many benefits, such as a membership card with your own lanyard, a private autograph party with the Rush players, Nugget and Digger, and a tour of the team locker room, as well as the bus that the team travels on. You'll also be able to attend a Rush team practice, receive free Hardee's 3-piece hand-breaded chicken tenders, exclusive participation in the official Rush Chuck-a-Puck cleanup crew, and fan zone tickets to 6 different games of your choice. And it only costs you $35. And if you're a season ticket member, the cost is $25. It's the Miners Club, sponsored by Hardee's. And be sure to call 716-PUCK for more details at the Rush offices. Hey there, Rush fans. This is Mark Vanetti, the voice of the Rapid City Rush. Boy, am I excited that hockey season's back. And with our second season in the ECHL comes our second season of Face-Off with the Rapid City Rush, presented by Miller Lite on KVM Black Hills Fox. It's a weekly show focusing on the inner workings of the Rapid City Rush, from the players to the coaches and the games. It features hockey instructional segments, interviews with the players and coaches, stats and scores from the most recent games, and more fun than you can shake a stick at. That's a hockey stick. Face Off with the Rapid City Rush, presented by Miller Lite on KVM Black Hills Fox every Thursday at 10.
Welcome back inside the Tyrell Tires press box here at Premier Home Mortgage Ice in Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mark Vanetti alongside you in the broadcast booth, bringing you your first period intermission report, which sees your Rapid City Rush rematching the Alaska Aces in a Halloween matinee showdown. Before we go ahead and take a look at some scores from around the world of hockey and the world of sports, as well as the statistical recap of the previous 20 minutes of play, let's sit down with rookie forward Spencer Pommels. Spence, thanks so much for joining us, buddy. It was another unfortunate decision for the club last night, a 4-1 loss, but a lot of positives to take from it. What was your assessment of the 60 minutes?
For sure. I think at the start of the year, you always want to try and learn stuff about your team, and I think last night was a pretty good indication. When we are able to string together some shifts back-to-back, we can start to get on a roll. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is right now we're not playing 60 minutes, so I think today we're focusing on our start, and then hopefully that leads us to a full 60. When we do that, I think we're going to be successful.
So that's what you learned from last night, but now 6 games into the season, is there anything different that you've taken about this team?
Not too much. I think we got a really great group, and I think you saw last night we got down, but we just kept coming. I think that's going to be one of the things that our team's going to take pride in, is just keep coming no matter what the score is. So I think that's the one thing, is we're just going to bring it every night and hopefully avoid those poor starts like we did last night.
2 goals in the last 3 games, including a power play goal last night. Clearly you're starting to pick yourself up offensively as the offensive threat that Coach Ferris advertises you as. Obviously, you're a prolific scorer in your collegiate game, too. So with that being said, now that you're full-time in the professional ranks, what's the transition been like from college to pro?
Never before in Dodgetown history. It's the Dodgetown 100 Challenge. Dodgetown's going to sell 100 Ram trucks and sporty Dodges, and they won't be undersold. It's Ram Truck Month, and they've got the inventory. They're making the deals, and they're moving Ram trucks like they've never done it before. Now's the time to get the best deal on a new 2015 Dodge or a new 2015 Ram truck during the Dodgetown 100 Challenge. Dodgetown, your Ram truck headquarters of the Black Hills.
Looking for a way to watch the Rush at home? Are you a member of the military? Then look no further than this outstanding deal. The military is not only important to all of our great country, but especially our community of Rapid City, South Dakota. That's why the Rapid City Rush have created Freedom Fridays for our military members. Every Friday night during the regular season at home, military members get buy one, get one free deals on tickets and select seats in Rushmore Plaza Civic Center. For more information, head to RapidCityRush.com or call the Rush office at 716-PUCK. That's 716-7825. If you're looking to simply enjoy the Rush games with your family, then look no further than the Family Section, brought to you by Good Humor. The Family Section, where no alcoholic beverages are allowed, is located in Section B of Rushmore Plaza Civic Center and spans from rows 10 and up. And with Good Humor on board, every seat gets a treat. So look into the Family Section, Section B, rows 10 and up, in Premier Home Mortgage Ice at Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, presented by Good Humor. Call the Rush office at 716-PUCK for more details. That's 716-7825.
Welcome back inside the Tyrell Tires press box here at Premier Home Mortgage Ice in Rushmore Plaza Civic Center. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mark Minetti alongside you in the broadcast booth, bringing you your second period intermission report, which sees your Rapid City Rush just unload for a surge in the second period. 3 goals all scored within the last 13 minutes on the power play, in 5-on-5 hockey, and in a shorthanded situation. The only thing we're missing now is a penalty shot. So here's hoping we get that in the last 20 minutes and the Rush can, figuratively speaking, hit the cycle. That would be something else. Well, before we go ahead and recap the previous 40 minutes of play, let's take another look at some scores from around the world of hockey and the world of sports. Turn our attention to the top league in the sport, in the National Hockey League. 2 games were in action. I believe one of them just finished, and that would be the Stars pulling away from the Sharks at the end of 60 minutes of play. 2 goals in the third period separated the Stars from their visitors from San Jose. So the Stars get the win there, a final score 5-3. At the end of 40 minutes of play, Nashville has a 2-1 lead over the LA Kings. Nashville's doing a cross-country road trip right now, so they've played most of their games most recently in California and on the Western Conference side of things. Out west, even though they are in the Western Conference. Still yet to drop the puck, the Red Wings taking on the Ottawa Senators in Canada. The Penguins traveling to Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs. The Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning in a rematch of the conference finals in the Eastern Conference not too long ago. I want to say it was about 4 or 5 years ago they met in the Eastern Conference finals. And if memory served me correctly, Tampa had a 3-0 lead and blew it to Boston, who eventually won the Stanley Cup. Capitals will visit the Panthers. They'll do battle later tonight. Minnesota Wild will take on the St. Louis Blues, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the big rivalry matchup, the battle for Alberta. Calgary Flames visiting the Edmonton Oilers. Only one other final score for you tonight, and that, of course, was the Devils squeaking by the Islanders by virtue of a shootout. The Devils taking another win there. They have 13 points on the season, 6-4-1. Let's take a look at our brethren in AA hockey. 9 games on the slate, including our own. We have an unofficial final on the board already. Evansville comes back in the third period to defeat Greenville 3-2. Evansville was down 2-0 ever since the first period. And within the span of about 13 minutes and 10, maybe 9 seconds of play, all in the third period, starting with 3:31 gone by and 16:40 in, the Evansville Icemen were able to mount a comeback. Congratulations to the Icemen. That's not an easy thing to do. Down 2 in the third period, 20 minutes to go, and you rip all the way back. 42 seconds remain in the second period. Idaho has increased their lead over the Utah Grizzlies. 3-0 now the score. Carson McMillan, the captain. Rob Linsmeyer has 2. Those are the 3 goals that have been scored in that game so far. Still yet to drop the puck in the ECHL. Orlando visiting Reading. Manchester visiting Elmira. Cincinnati taking a trip to Fort Wayne. Quad City goes to Wheeling, West Virginia to take on the Nailers. And the defending Kelly Cup champion Allen Americans host the Missouri Mavericks later tonight. Mavericks actually just had a winning streak of 5 games snapped last night. And what I believe was a shootout loss to the Tulsa Oilers. We have one final score for you here in the ECHL, and that was Wichita just squeaking by Colorado. 2-1 the score there. Peter Sakaris getting both ignitions of the goal lamp for Wichita. Honorable mention on scores from around the league once again. Nice little mention for the World Series. Game 4 is tonight. The Royals have a 2-1 lead in the series, but the Mets had a big 9-3 statement win last night over the Royals. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in tonight's matchup between both of these clubs. Trying to get the pitching matchups for everybody. And looks like Young is going to take on Motts. Motts has a 3.72 ERA, and Young has 1-0 in the postseason with a 2.31 earned run average himself. Let's take a look at some more college football scores, see if anything has transpired differently for those following your favorite football teams. I know my older brother's not the happiest person in the world right now. The largest outdoor cocktail party taking place And Florida has a 20-0 lead over the Georgia Bulldogs. Clemson has a 6-point lead over NC State. It's 26-20. 9:54 to go in the third, and it looks like Clemson's driving in goal territory in the NC State 15. Kind of hoping that the Wolfpack can pull off the massive upset there. So here's hoping that happens. Oklahoma at halftime, leading Kansas 38-7. The score there. I have a special buddy here that's a humongous Kansas Jayhawks fan. She's probably not the happiest person in the world right now watching that score. Oklahoma State still trails Texas Tech by 10, but this time the score is 38-28. Just the start of the third. It looks like Oklahoma State is driving. They're close to midfield. Maryland down to Iowa. No surprise there. 21-0's the score. The Hawkeyes have the lead. 5:12 to go in the third. Maryland driving the ball. Big final score for you. Ole Miss pulls off the win against Auburn. 27-19, the final there. Couple of shaky games there for Ole Miss. Florida State wins 45-21 over Syracuse. And still yet to kick off our Michigan visiting Minnesota. Trying to look for higher profile matchups because a lot of these just look really, really weak right now. And Notre Dame playing visitor to Temple. Both of those teams are undefeated. This is the first time ever that Temple has gone more than a 5-0 record in almost 70 years. So let's just think about that for a second there. We also have Stanford playing visitor to Washington State. Wazoo not really looking too hot in their conference right now. Can't really remember the last time Wazoo was good. Maybe when Ryan Leaf was the quarterback. I could be wrong. That was the early 90s, if I remember correctly, when he was the second overall draft pick behind Peyton Manning. To think what could have been if Peyton Manning went to the Chargers number 2 and Ryan Leaf went to the Colts number 1 overall. Whew, that's a doozy of a scenario right there. I don't even know if I could fathom that. Well, let's go ahead and recap the previous 40 minutes of play. Now we actually have goals we can talk about, folks. And we start off with 7:15 gone by in the second period. The Rush special teams cashing in all over the board. Dan O'Donohue started things off again, 7:15 gone by in the second period. His third goal of the season came on the first and only power play of the game for the Rush. It gave the home side a 1-0 lead over their visitors from Alaska. First time all head-to-head series that's happened, and the first time in 3 games that the Rush have struck first. O'Donohue's goal was assisted by Garrett Clark, his first point in the Rush uniform. Winston Daychief, the captain, also gets the assist there as well. He is now 3 goals, 3 assists for 6 points, and what is now 7 games played for the Rush this season. So El Capitano is, I believe, just 2 points shy of a point-per-game pace in his ECHL career. Unbelievable to see what he has meant to this community and, importantly, to this club on the ice as well. Just about 7 minutes later, 14:03 gone by, Taylor Doherty on a soft wrist shot from the blue line scores short-handed. It was unbelievable. The Rush, forechecking feverishly short-handed, force a face-off to the glove side of Steve Summerhays, the rookie from Notre Dame. Destry straight, clean face-off win to Taylor Doherty, and I don't know what he saw. I would personally love to see what he saw out there, but he did what every smart hockey player would do, get the puck to the net. Soft wrister went top shelf, so talk about a soft wrister with that much velocity, that much height, on it. Goes over the shoulder of Summerhays. His own defenseman was screening him, didn't even see it. That gives the Rush a 2-0 lead. Taylor Doherty's first goal in a Rush uniform, the assist from Destry Strait, his first point as a professional hockey player. Great to see the rookie out of Boston College finally getting rewarded for all of his hard work. Lastly, capping off the Rush scoring run was Spencer Pommels on a twisted wrister, as John Buccigross likes to say. His third goal of the season in the last 4 games came on a wrister from the near half wall. 17:59 gone by in the period. That means 2 minutes and 1 second were left on the board. Derek Clark gets another assist on that one, an outstanding assist too. He's got 2 helpers on the evening. That gave the Rush a 3-0 lead, but unfortunately Ben Lake would break the shutout of Danny the Batman Bataccio here on Halloween. Ben Lake would take the puck. He'd score his second goal of the season, his second in as many nights against the Rush. His assist came from Cullen Bradshaw and Liam Stewart. He got open in the high slot, took the passes from those gentlemen, got a deflection from Bataccio, I think off the blocker, but it still went by him nonetheless. Puts the Aces on the board, 3-1 the score through 40 minutes of play. The Rush taking over shot totals, 14-10 the total in the second period in favor of the home side after they deadlocked at 8 in the first 20 minutes. Doing simple mathematics, 8 plus 14 is 22. The Aces, 8 plus 10 is 18. So the Rush have the shot advantage there. power play is absolutely critical tonight. The Rush are 1 for 1 on the power play. The Aces are 0 for 4 on the man advantage. They had all the power plays up until possibly the opening moments there in the second period when Dan O'Donohue scored. But on their fourth power play, that's when the Aces gave up the shorthanded goal. So 0 for 4 on the power play are the Aces. They gave up a shorty. First one of the year the Rush have scored. And on the Rush side of things, they're 1 for 1 on the power play. Great things coming from this Rush club. And 20 minutes to go to take us to the finish line. So here's hoping that they can keep this momentum going. They've got the house behind them. It's Halloween. Everybody's jam-packed to see a big Rush win against this Aces club, and it could not come at a more better time when the Rush still have 2 more home games after this against the defending Kelly Cup champion Allen Americans next week. Folks, that'll do it for us here for our second period intermission report. Once again, thanks so much for sticking with us in between the game action. When we come back, former Rush captain Daniel Tatro and I will walk you through the moments leading up to the drop of the puck for our final period of regulation. 3-1 the score. The Rush just surging. It's a monster mash on Halloween. The Rush with a big 2-goal lead over the Aces.